StrengthsFinder has identified competition as one of your strengths. Competition is rooted in comparison. You're instinctively aware of other people's performance. You watch what they're doing and you size up whether or not are you going to be able to compete at their level, are you going to be able to beat them. That's what's important to you. Therefore, performance is your ultimate yardstick. You're looking at them and saying, that's where I've got to go. I've got to be able to beat that. So that's what competition is all about for you. If you've reached your goal but did not outperform your peers, the achievement feels hollow. It doesn't feel like you've really accomplished what it is you want to. You need to compare. If you can compare, you can compete. And if you can compete, you can win. When you win, there's no feeling quite like it. It brings a lot of exuberance to you, and it brings excitement. You like to measure because it facilitates it facilitates the comparisons. If you can measure it, if you can't measure it, it doesn't necessarily feel all that great because you need to be able to measure against somebody else's performance. So any form of racing, any form of sports and competition, playing games, any of these kind of things are going to bring an enormous amount of satisfaction if you can measure whether or not you really won. So you probably like to play by the rules. You like other competitors because they invigorate you. You enjoy being around people who are good at what they do and who perform at a high level because it helps you to measure whether or not you're performing at a high level and be able to compete against them and beat them if possible. You like contests because they produce a winner and you want to be the winner. You particularly like contests where you know you have an inside track to be the winner. So if you're looking at something and you see that, these guys are good, but there's something they're not getting, or there's something that I can do to beat them, and I know I can be better, that is invigorating. It feels good to you. You don't compete for the fun of competing. You compete to win. It's not necessarily the journey there. It's the actual winning at the end. So you might put up with a lot of frustrations getting to the point where you can win, but it's the win that's important to you. You'll come to avoid contests where winning seems unlikely. So if you look at something and you know that, hey, I don't know how to do that. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not very good at this particular sport. You're probably not going to compete at it until you have an opportunity to see how good you can be at it. But once you understand that you can be pretty good at it, you're going to find competitors. You're going to measure their effectiveness at that sport, at that activity. And then you're going to size up, hey, I've compared now what I can do with what they can do, and I'm going to compete. I think I can do this. So here's some action items for you. Select work environments in which you can measure your achievements. Know that you can get things done. Knowing that you can get things done helps you to create a checklist. Says, look, I've got this done, I got that done, I got that done. That's an important thing for you. So at the beginning of your week, make sure that you have clearly define goals and objectives, and make sure that you've identified the tasks that are going to be required for you to accomplish those objectives so that you know that you've been able to get something done. Hopefully, if you're in a work environment where there are other people doing the same kind of things, you can measure yourself against them and be better because you compete against them. Just make sure that they understand that it's the competition that you enjoy, not beating them. It's the competition. List the performance scores you should pay attention to daily. Take a look at things that you're competing against and make sure that you're keeping track of what those scores need to be. Identify and achieving a person whom against you can measure your own achievement. So identify that person that says, look, this person's really good at this. I want to become that good. And then you can work to become as good as they are. And then take time to celebrate the wins. Make sure that you don't let a win go by without celebrating. And find something to celebrate that really brings a lot of joy and happiness to you. Seek competitive friends. Find people who are competitive in different events. Find people who are competitive at other things. My daughter-in-law has competitions. She's number one, and she's very competitive. An absolute sweetheart, though. She doesn't hurt people's feelings with it. And she has competitive in the things she does. She was a barrel racer. She's done some things that she competed at, and you can see the joy that comes from winning. When she talks about winning, how she lights up. Be ready to design some mental strategies that can help you deal with a loss. You going in, you're not always going to win. You can prepare yourself and want to win, but you can't always win. So prepare yourself mentally. Develop strategies that say, look, if I don't win this, I'm going to do this and this and this so that I will win it next time, or I'm going to do this and this and this to shift to something that you're more well prepared to win at. Let people know that being competitive does not equate with putting other people down. Explain that you derive your satisfaction from pitting yourself against good, strong competitors and winning. So make sure that they know that, hey, your joy about winning is because you know that they're so good, and that's why you get your joy out of competition. So That's the strength of competition. You're one of those people that are a lot of fun to be around as long as you don't have to lose to you all the time.